Alright guys, so we are actually going to be doing a tier list. So I've done something similar to this about, God, forever ago. I did it on my old channel, but I was like, you know what, I kind of feel like I want to do this again. And I'm going to do tier list style this time though. Rank them, show you guys kind of what I've been feeling as of now in 2024. And I'm gonna try to zoom through this as much as I can because it's kind of late and I don't know. I don't know why I'm even trying to do this right now. But we'll start with the starters. And also I'm gonna talk about how this works. So S tier I'm gonna leave because I think it's more exciting. We're gonna do top 10 up here actually. So top 10 will be our S tier or whatever. So you can kind of like put S tier or whatever. And then from there, we'll do whatever. And this is kind of dumb. These are like just the dumb guys. You know, it's F tier, but it's not really. It's like, they're just dumb. I don't know why they made them really. But anyways, let's jump into it. So like I said, you really can't beat the starters. And by the way, we're going to adjust them after we put them into the categories. We'll try to just like real quickly adjust it. So the middle evolutions, they're always the worst. It just seems like they're always not the best. And then final evolutions, you've got Venusaur, which is the worst final evolution. Charizard and Blastoise are definitely up there. I probably would say Charizard is the best, but it's primarily everything around Charizard that makes it the best. Like, for my ranking, what I'm doing is I'm trying to take it into consideration of, like, what it, what it was from my standpoint of being a kid, right? So, Charizard, the chase for the card was just insane. So, even though it's not, like, one of my favorite cards, or Pokemon in general, like, you can't take away the legacy it had of chasing that base set Charizard. Caterpie, this is like the perfect example of just like middle of the road, cool, whatever Pokemon. Nothing special, but I like it definitely better than Weedle. Weedle is not the greatest, but Weedle's kind of cool. It's like, and here's the thing. Gen 1, when I'm talking about stuff, it's like, I don't, even the worst Gen 1 Pokemon to me is a really good Pokemon, just because of the nostalgia. But talking about just dumb Pokemon is Metapod and Kakuna. I understand it, but it's like, man, they just suck. It sucks to play, it sucks to have them. Just meh, I don't know. And when it comes to cards, like, I rank it of, like, how much it influences me. It goes the card game, like just collecting it in general, not really so much playing the cards, but just trying to open packs and collecting the cards and looking at the artwork and everything. That's by far number one for me. Number two would be the Game Boy games. Also, the Pokemon Stadium games and stuff are up there as well. But then the last thing is the anime. The anime does have like good influence on it for me, but like not even close to like the cards. Which is why you're gonna see Butterfree actually in C tier. Butterfree is definitely awesome, but just not as cool as I feel like people make it out to be. I get it, Bye Bye Butterfree is hitting you in the feels, but not so much for me. Beedrill, I actually like more. I just feel like Beedrill doesn't get represented well in Gen 1. I think when you go to Gen 3 with Fire Red and Leaf Green, it gets a little bit better, but for some reason they just really butchered bug Pokemon in Gen 1. Like, they did them dirty, they suck against everything. They just suck in general. They have like no bug moves. They got one Twin Needle, which does like 20 power. It's like one of the worst moves. Anyways, we got Bird. Here's Bird. Here's another Bird. A cooler Bird though. And then we got other kind of cooler Bird as well. Pidgeotto. Pidgeotto. I feel like they're all generic. I really don't like Pidgeot that much. And Pharaoh, same thing. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the birds. Spearow is one of the coolest one. Pidgeotto, I think this is kind of the small influence from the anime. I don't know why. He just is cooler. Might not even be that much cooler. Rattata is, I don't mind Rattata. I feel like they're, yes, they're the basic guys, but like, with how much of a glass cannon Raticate is, it makes me respect it a little bit more than just like putting it down. Because like I think these are easy ones. Okay, these are the first ones you run to in Route 1 and whatnot. But they're a little cooler. Even Spearow's not bad. Ekans and Arbok, they're okay. I like Arbok better than Ekans, but kind of like middle of the road Pokemon. This is something you're gonna find. This is like just good Pokemon, right? Like just average middle of the road guys that I like. He's a little bit better. He's like top tier. This is the best. Pikachu obviously up there. Raichu is phenomenal as well. I mean, who wouldn't rank Pikachu up this high, right? Even if he doesn't make it into my top 10, like, is easily an A tier Pokemon. It's like the face of the franchise, right? Sandshrew, also just one of the cutest Pokemon out there. Sandslash is awesome. I love it. I love how tanky and quick it is. Being able to get the crits and whatnot was really, like, it's just pretty cool. Here is something that I think, this is something recently I was thinking about. I feel like if they made this game, like, later on when they did the genders for Pokemon, all three of these would be combined. Like, I don't think that we'd have Nidoking and Nidoqueen. I think we would just have one. I don't know, Nidoran, Nidorino, Nidoking, something like that, right? I understand Nidoking, Nidoqueen, right? But I feel like they might have changed it up a little bit and made it just like one Pokemon. But I'll tell you, there is something about Nidoqueen not as cool as Nidoking. Nidoking is definitely cooler, and I know a lot of people love Nidoking. I'm not one of them. I will say that these are pretty, honestly, they're pretty low for me. Not a huge fan of this lineup. Nidoking, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the fact that a lot of speedrunners use him, and he's kind of cool. Giovanni's dude. Also like the purple. The design is definitely cooler than Nidoqueen. I think they did her kind of dirty. But, yeah, he's just cooler. Clefairy and Clefable, kind of average as well. Here's another thing I'm going to talk about, is the representation for types is not done, I feel like, that well in Gen 1. You pretty much, in my opinion, there are people that like, Growlithe, Vulpix, maybe Rapidash, whatever, right? Like, those lines. But I feel like it's literally so far away from Charmander's, line. Like, Charmander, way up here, right? And then it's like, the next best one is going to be down here. Like, just not even close. It's not like, oh, they're so close, right? Like, I love them. Vulpix, super cute, but doesn't make it. Ninetales, definitely worse than Vulpix, in my opinion. I'm sure people love them, how cute they are, the foxes and whatnot, but not for me. Jigglypuff gets a big nod by the anime and whatnot, and Smash Bros and whatnot, so Wigglytuff, not as cool, but not bad. Zubat, just, you gotta put it down. Dumb. Just so annoying. Those caves, man. But Golbat, a little more respect on him. Oddish, average. Gloom, pretty average. Vileplume, same thing. Just, they're okay. I've never really played with them. I don't mind them as a whole. Like, I don't think they're like dumb down here, an F tier or something, but they're definitely better than these lines, but they don't do anything special for me. Here's something that's been a new change for me recently is Paris. I always would probably put Paris. I probably would have put it right around here, and possibly even down here. This wasn't my cup of tea. Same for Parasect, but Parasect has moved all the way up into B. I played with Parasect and gave myself a little challenge, and I found him to be way cooler. And this is the reason why, like, when I play the games, like, I feel like I play Pokemon Red and Blue, Yellow, one of the Gen 1 games, once a year probably. And I always change up who I play with. I try to use everybody and just give them an actual fair chance. And then that's where I find, like, myself still in 2024, like, being like, wow, I appreciate these Pokemon much more. And then going through my Pokemon card collections and whatnot as well. Venonat, here's my boy. Venonat is kind of one of the other ones also in recent times that has moved up my ranking a ton. And Venomoth, same thing. Before, you're talking, this would have been down in C and D, but they've moved up, and I just love Venonat. So typings, I have definitely favoritism toward Psychic, Fighting, and I would say I'm pretty big fan of Grass. Not like huge, but like I feel like there's a lot of Grass guys that I do like. And is there anybody else? Bug as well, I guess. Like, I don't know why I like the Bug. So Venonat and Beedrill. I feel like I like them a little bit more. Venomoth. I like them a little bit more than most people. Diglett, pretty meh. Ductrio's a little bit cooler, but probably the same spot. Meowth, you gotta throw into C just because the anime. Persian is definitely cooler than Meowth, though. I like how useful it is, and also same thing with Giovanni's boy right there. Psyduck and Golduck are going up all the way up here for me. Like I said, having like that psychic water is just pretty cool, and I don't know. I think same thing. The anime Psyduck gets it, and then Golduck I just think is awesome. Having the ice moves, psychic moves, water moves, all of it is pretty awesome for me. Mankey is cooler than Primeape, but I don't think they're much different in my opinion. Alright, here's where I think might be some controversy. So Arcanine I know is pretty high up there for people. Put him down here. I think he's just average. I'm not a huge fan. I do like Growlithe. I like Growlithe better than Arcanine, but I've never been a fan. I'm not like a huge, like, I like dogs, but I'm not like a dog enthusiast. And I don't know. I'm also allergic to dogs, so maybe that's why. I'm like, I probably sneeze around this guy a lot, right? Poliwhirl, super cute. Poliwag's super cute. Poliwhirl, I think is really cool. Poliwrath, I honestly don't care for at all. I don't know what happens from Poliwhirl to Poliwrath, but like adding that like meaner, bigger, I don't know, just more aggressive look really takes away from it. Just not there for me. Abra, super cute. Kadabra, I think, is actually cooler. I think Abra is kind of up, like, it'd probably be like top tier B. We'll adjust later on, but Alakazam is also all the way up here as well. I do think I like Kadabra for some reason more than Alakazam. Machop, definitely up here. I've got a huge love for Machop. Machoke and Machamp. Machoke is probably the weakest out of the three. For some reason, that middle evolution is always the weakest. Maybe let me rephrase that. It's not always the weakest, but a good chunk of the time it is the weakest. And Machamp is, I'll let you in on a little secret. Machamp is my favorite card of all time. Base at Machamp, by far my favorite. And I could stare at that card for so long when I was a kid. There's something about it. So yeah, he's got to go up here. Bellsprout, pretty cool. Definitely grown. I think back in the day it would probably be down here. Like I was like probably even down here. Probably like stupid like little weed, but gained some respect. And here's the thing: this was actually the Pokemon I used in my most recent playthrough, and I gained a huge respect for Weepinbell. I don't know what it is, but this stupid guy, I just really ended up liking it. And I even got this little janky figure to go along with it. From my respect. Here's another one, by the way, that I picked up. I picked these up at Retro Game Con in Syracuse, New York. So here you go, little Venonat guy. Who else did I pick up? I picked up a lot of like janky people. I don't have all of them in my hands, but whatever. I'm not gonna show all of them. But yeah. And Victory Bell, worse than Weepinbell in my opinion, but still pretty cool. Tentacool and Tentacruel, they're pretty average. Not my favorites, but they're okay. I do like the fact that they get poison moves and some like psychic stuff. It definitely makes it better. Tentacruel is significantly better than Tentacool, by the way. All right, here we go. Maybe so I have used these Pokemon in the game, and they are pretty good. If it wasn't for that, where I felt like they were decent, I would literally put them down here. Just because I'm like dumb rock, you know, like I don't love it. You know, rock with arms, like I just feel like it's such a whatever. I don't know, not my favorite design. Very iconic, obviously, for, you know, Brock's boys right here, right? But I'm throwing them into the D class. I like I said, I respect them. They're not my favorite. Ponytown Rapidash, same thing. You know, they're not up there for me. I just telling you, I don't want to like spoil it when it comes to like fire people, but like I don't feel like they do much for me. And here's the other thing that kind of sucks about how the Gen 1 Pokemon are. Like when it comes to playing the game, there's a lot of guys that I would use more often if I could get them earlier on in the game. I do know there's like the Pokemon Legacy. I think it's Pokemon Yellow Legacy and stuff that one of the YouTube creators has made. But I do want to play through that at some point. I just haven't had the time. And I'm hoping that alleviates some of the issues where I can like utilize some guys that I really want to play with, and I just feel like it's hard. It's hard when you get a Pokemon at like, you know, the 7th badge, and it's like you've been rolling with your same crew since like 2nd and 3rd badge, and then it's like all of a sudden, all right, well, I'm gonna switch something out, and usually you catch them and they're like 10 levels below where you're at, and you gotta grind more. I don't know. It makes it tough. Slowpoke and Slowbro, I think they're pretty cool. I definitely like them a lot, but you know, they're not top tier. But same thing, defensive, tanky, water, psychic guys definitely are always really cool for me. Magnemite, Magneton, you know, they're meh. I don't know. But I know they play okay, but magnets. All right, here's my boy, Farfetch. If you know anything about me, I got a love for Farfetch. So Farfetch'd, I think because you could trade for him early on, and I feel like he's better than what it seems. I don't actually think on paper he's a good Pokemon, but I always do decent with him. And I like, if I want a flying Pokemon, for some reason I'm always gravitated towards Farfetch. I like this duck. He's a dumb guy. I don't feel like anybody likes Farfetch, but I love him. Doduo and Dodrio, they're okay. I don't know. For some reason they go down here for me. They don't. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty fair. Like I'm looking at the tier list and stuff, and I definitely feel like these all fit into this category where, like, you know, This is like average cool. Yep, they're cool, cute Pokemon and stuff. They're solid. You know, they're not top of the line, but they're definitely solid. Down here, a little worse. Just a little bit. It's not like they're bad, but just I don't know. And then here is just they're boring. Seal and Dugong, amazing in my opinion. Like when you play with them, like I played with Dugong for the first time. I think 2 playthroughs ago, 3 maybe, and literally was my like sleeper pick. I didn't even think that it would be as good as it was, and it just was sweeping because ice is so powerful. And I don't really use ice that often, but I did at that point. Grimer, Muck, kind of same thing. I feel like they're just average. Shelder, Cloyster. I do think Cloyster is cooler than Shelder, but I think they're cool. I like the ice, water feel. Defensive guys. I like defensive guys, like I said. Here's, I think, pretty easily something here. Gassy Haunter and Gengar, all up here. They are top of the line guys. They the ghost line. They're the only ghost lines in Gen 1, and they're just phenomenal. I have a soft spot for all of them. The cards, I think they're really cool for how weird 3D they are. That real late 90s, early 2000s 3D effects, right? It was actually in the 90s. I think when were they originally made? Like 90. Was it 96 or like 98 or something? I don't know. I can't remember. But that 3D effect on the cards is something. Onyx, you know, I like my boy Onyx. I'm not as big of a fan of Onyx as I feel like some people are. My buddy, I think, would probably put Onyx probably in the A tier for him, but I can't do it. Drowsy and Hypno, they're solid. I might even say better than average. Tanky psychic guys, can't really beat it. Krabby and Kingler, not bad. They're average, middle of the road. Here we go. Here's some dumb boys for you. You want a Pokeball and an upside down Pokeball? There you go. You got it. And how about some eggs? Right? Eggs, you get a little bit of a bump for me, just because you get one of the coolest Pokemon in my eyes. Executor, I don't know why I love Executor so much. And I'll tell you, I actually got a huge boost for it because of the Alolan Executor. Just absolutely love Alolan Executor. Cubone, just one of the cutest Pokemon. Marowak, worse. Hitmonlee's, pretty good, but in the middle. But Hitmonchan's, I think, cooler. I for some reason I was always drawn towards the boxing more so than the kicking. Though I think for some reason I feel like Hitmonlee is better than Hitmonchan. Not sure how true it is, but Lickitung, I don't know. There's something about that tongue, man. It just gets me. It makes me feel warm inside. Yeah, I gotta do it. Coughing and wheezing, kind of same thing. You know, they're average boys. They're not bad. I like the poison stuff, but for some reason, my buddy has a coffee mug that says coughing or something, or coffee. I don't know, it's something like that. But I thought it was kind of cool. Rhyhorn, Rhydon. I think Rhyhorn, I would say, is like pretty average, but Rhydon, I think, is a little bit cooler. I'm not sure why. Chansey, definitely average. Very thick, very average. And here's my boy Tangela. So Tangela is definitely one of those guys that I do not play with enough. I really struggle to justify playing Tangela, though I love Tangela. And especially because you find Tangela so much later in the game. But there's my boy Tangela right there. I like Tangela quite a bit, and he's got to go all the way up in A. Because look at those red Nike kicks, man. I mean, that boy probably dropped $400 on those kicks. They're pristine. Kangaskhan, pretty average. Not a huge fan. Horsey's cute. Seadra, later on it becomes a dragon, but I I don't know. Honestly, I might even put Horsey and Seadra both down here. Nah. You know, Horsey is pretty cute. Goldeen. God. This is one of them where I'm like, I want to be like dumb fish. But, it's a little bit better than just dumb fish. But I'm not a huge fan of Goldeen and Sea King. I do think they're like decent, like you could play with them, but alright, here we go. So these are ones I feel like I would normally put higher up. I do actually like Staryu, but I don't like Starmie as much. You know, even though it has like the psychic stuff, it doesn't do it for me. I don't know why. Staryu I just think looks cooler. I like the design of it way more. There's just something about it, yeah. They're so fast too, man. Starmie is so freaking fast. Mr. Mime, there's my boy right there. I similarly to Farfetch, you trade for Mr. Mime, and when you trade for Mr. Mime, I feel like he's pretty good, and he's tanky. I roll with Mr. Mime way more than what you'd expect. Surprisingly, going up an A. Scyther, man, Scyther has done a opposite of what most Pokemon have done for me. So there's a lot of Pokemon that are up here. Maybe not so much up here, but I would say in B tier, especially. Some A, some B. So the notable ones that are in A that would not have been there before would have been Venonat, probably Psyduck, Golduck, Farfetch, Executor, Cubone. No, not Cubone. Tangle and Mr. Mime. But Scyther has done the opposite. Scyther used to be one of my top 10 favorite Pokemon. I don't know why. But it was. And now I'm like, you know, probably bottom of B, really. Just decent, but not... I don't know what it is. Just hasn't done it for me. Jinx is just creepy as hell. I feel like on paper of like playing the game, this one is like somebody who could climb up just because like it's so weird looking and the typing and everything could be good, but I really struggled justifying play it because of how it looks. And especially because back in the day it was like pretty sure it had like blackface or something. It's just like super messed up. So yeah, Jinx not really so much for me. Now thankfully they corrected it purple, but here's one I used to really like as well. Electabuzz. Electabuzz, I do like Electabuzz. I don't know why I never play with it. I think it's the same thing if I don't find Electabuzz ever enough to really play with it. And same with Magmar. You know, I feel like Magmar could be like my second choice for fire Pokemon. I feel like it could be like Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard line, right? And I feel like then it could go Magmar, and then like the Vulpix line probably. But it's hard for me. I just never play it. Pinsir, Pinsir is actually down here. Pinsir I used to like more, but gone down. I think Pinsir possibly gets fighting moves. I don't play with Pinsir very much, so I can't tell you. Tauros, man, I gotta throw in Beard just because Tauros slaps, especially in Pokemon Stadium. I remember playing Pokemon Stadium with my buddy way back when, and we would play it, and I always would choose Tauros just for like a random guy. I was like, I don't know why, let's pick Tauros. And in the game, for some reason, I don't remember what it was the settings at, or whatever. I think it was maybe like level 50 Pokemon. All of them were level 50. And Tauros just had every type of move. So it was like so versatile, and it was super tanky. It had like Flamethrower, it had Earthquake, it had, might even had like a water move, might have like Surf or something. It was like some crazy combination where it just had everything. And it did real well. All right, here we go. Magikarp. Magikarp, I feel like a lot of people would put in B or A or something because, like, oh yeah, whatever. Honestly, it's lucky it's not going to dumb fish. There was a chance. I get it. It's so hard to put it into dumb fish just because of like respect for Gyarados, but it's like it's a dumb fish. I think it's like a joke, obviously, and it is. I know, but I don't know. I'll put it in D just out of respect for Gyarados. Gyarados is I'm no surprise one of the coolest Pokemon. Dragon water guy. Dragon wasn't a typing back then. I don't think it technically was. There were like kind of a few dragons, but not until later on they started adding the dragon typing. Lapras, I used to like Lapras a little bit more, but I don't know. It's just like in the middle of the road for me. I've used Lapras, and Lapras does do well. It has like the ice stuff. And it's pretty guaranteed that you're gonna get it. And I think the level when you get it is not bad. I think you get it like a level like 30 or 35, something around there. Could be wrong, but yeah. Ditto's cool. But I'll throw in the average boys. Eevee, so in case you don't know, Eevee gets a pretty big bump for me. So if I were to say back 5 years ago, Eevee probably would have been low B. But I really love Eevee for multiple reasons. I do think it's cute. It always was cute. I just never used the evolutions. I started using them a little bit more, gained a little bit more respect. And on top of that, I named my daughter Eevee, so that just makes it hit so much harder for me. So yeah. Vaporeon is, at minimum, all of them are going here. I would say the evolutions are solid. I would say Jolteon is the strongest evolution for me. I've always thought the speed and the look of it was just so cool. But they're all like honestly pretty solid. They've grown on me so much in the past few years that it's hard for me to kind of justify having them down into B now. So and I guess I wasn't even thinking about the evolutions when I was talking about the fire stuff, but honestly, Flareon is up there top. Probably number 2. Porygon, I don't know. Porygon's okay. I would say it's average. Omanyte, Omanyte. Omnistar. Omanyte. Yeah, I think that's how you say it. I don't know why I'm struggling right now. Fully. Same thing, kind of average. I've never used any one of these when it comes to game. Never used one of them, and they're very basic. Here's the thing, though. Kabutops. Kabuto, it's very average. Kabutops, though. There's a chance Kabutops goes all the way up here. Just based on looks and everything, it's so cool. I want to roll with it one of these times. Aerodactyl, also really cool Pokemon. I love the flying rock stuff, and it's a dragon as well. So Lance, definitely does it right having the dragon boys. And I like Aerodactyl a lot. All right, here we go. Snorlax, big fat cat. How do you beat that? Really, it's just so amazing. Articuno, when it comes to birds, like I know how useful it is and stuff, but the birds don't do a ton for me. I've never been a huge fan of them, especially Moltres and Articuno. Just like I don't know, they don't do a ton. But similarly to Jolteon, like Zapdos is top tier. The design of it, I don't know what it is. The yellow and black makes it stand out and stuff. But it just does something. Hits the right spot. Dratini's cute. Dragonair, not terrible. I respect it. Dragonite also Going into B, you know, I think my buddy doesn't like Dragonite, almost like too much in my opinion. But I think a lot of people would put Dragonite up here. I would say it's pretty close to being into A for me. But it probably falls down into B. And then we've got Mewtwo. Mewtwo is solid, but I've never been a huge Mewtwo fan. And kind of the same thing for me. Mew is super cute, but I think same thing. When it comes to the game, specifically, you don't get Mewtwo until you beat the game. I don't really care. I'm not one of those people that grind out. Like, once I beat the Elite Four, I might play through, grind a little bit, but like, I might go catch Mewtwo, but I'm not playing with him. That's it. I'm just doing like the challenge of like, let's go try to catch Mewtwo. That's it. So, all right. So that's that. Let's go through and we'll very quickly adjust this. Super quick, right? So, I really don't even want to adjust this stuff that much because down here I don't care as much. I would probably say I do like Dugtrio a bit more. Magikarp, you know, you can go up here somewhere. You're definitely cooler. Geodude, you get a little bit of a bump because you're cooler from rock standpoint. Same for Execute. Magneton. Magnemite. I just keep saying Magneton, I don't know why. Magnemite, Magneton, they're okay. You know, honestly, I feel like these are kind of like in the bottom for me. But I'm not gonna adjust too much more. I'd say Pidgeotto, for the arbitrary reason of the anime, gets moved up a little bit more. I still like Spearow better. That's just me. Bottom of the list, you know, this is fine. Dumb. The dumb guys stay in the dumb category. This is where I'll try to adjust a little bit more. It's not gonna be changed a crazy amount though. Stuff that like just stands out to me that's up high would be like Butterfree. Raticate I think is definitely higher. Vulpix is higher. Victory Bell is higher. Bellsprout's higher. Tentacruel probably around here. Rhyhorn's pretty cool. Probably higher. Coughing and wheezing. Definitely up here. They kind of go next to each other. Growlithe is probably pretty close to being, you know, into B. He's pretty cute. But Arcanine, honestly, I keep him kind of down there. Cloyster's up here, actually. I really like Cloyster because the defensive icy water boy is definitely cool. Hitmonlee, same thing. Pretty high up. Close to, I would say, being into B. And Moltres and Articuno, you know, they are definitely better. I'd probably say they go over here. Moltres is cooler than Articuno. I don't know why. I just arbitrarily even saying that right now. You know, I do like Oddish. Oddish can go next to Bellsprout. Same with Gloom. Gloom can go there. And Vileplume. You know, I'm going to give them the shout-outs just because, like, I do like the line. I just would pick Bellsprout probably over Oddish. But I think Oddish is cuter, so actually, yeah, Oddish will go ahead. Even though I'd rather play with Bellsprout. And Starmie can go behind Caterpie. Alright, I'm not changing up that much more. That's fine. Alright, here's where we're gonna be sitting here for a bit. In the B category. So I do think the easiest way is kind of like just pick a guy and be like, all right, is this better? How do you feel about it? Based off of, whoops. Boop, boop, boop. I feel Dragon Knight, Dragonair, Dratini, they're pretty much bottom of B in my opinion. Tauros is pretty far down there. Mewtwo's worse than Mew. That's easy. Magmar is worse than all these guys. Electabuzz down here. Scyther is down here, I would say. Scyther goes ahead, though. I'd probably say these guys are like right all near each other. They kind of remind me of each other, too. Horsey's probably down here as well. Rhydon, same thing. Lickitung, weird boy. Marowak. I'd say I like Drowsy a little more than Hypno. Probably not by much. Onyx, I do like Onyx a lot, but I'd probably say he's right around here. Slowpoke and Slowbro are up there. Seal and Dugong are up there. Yeah, I'd say I wouldn't put them behind anybody. Machoke, honestly, probably a good, like, middle point here. Go back there. Abra's cute. I'd probably say, I probably like Pyro a little better than Poliwag. Though I do think it's cute. Primeape, actually Primeape is worse than Mankey, in my opinion. And probably by a decent amount. I'd say you're cooler than those guys. No, Poliwag I like better than Poliwhirl. Poliwag's just too cute. You can't be how cute it is. Version, probably going down. I'd probably say in front of Onyx. No, actually, in front of Primeape. But Marowak's actually going to go down to in front of Staryu. Drowsy, it's swapped as well, actually. Probably right there. Man, yeah, I like Seal and Dugong. Slowbro's probably worse, though, I'd say, than these guys. Probably right there. Slowpoke, there's just something doofy and cute about it. Jigglypuff, I don't have the love for it as much as I used to. The anime brings it so far. And it's probably going all the way down to, I'd say right there. Right about there. Nidoking, same thing, honestly. Not one of my favorites. I'd probably put it in front of Staryu, though, but I'd probably use Marowak over him. Yep, and Beedrill goes down a decent amount. I'd probably say right there. I do like Beedrill a lot. I just don't. I want to use it more, but it's hard for me to justify because of how bad it is in Gen 1. I do like Wartortle more than Venusaur. But I'd probably say this is the lineup for the top. Wartortle, Venusaur, Ivysaur, Charmeleon. Hard for me to really want to use anybody else. And I would say that's a good place to put them for starters. Like they're pretty high up still, but they're not making it in the top tier. I would say Sand Slash is going down actually. Probably right around there. Weeping Bell actually going up. I'm telling you, Weeping Bell, I don't know what it is, it got a love for me. I was slapping Weeping Bell like crazy. I'd probably do this. I like Parasect more than Venomoth, but barely. Like super close. I'd say these guys are all real close right here. These four. Parasect, Venomoth, Weeping Bell, Sandslash, depending on my mood, could be changed. All flopped around. Alright, so I'm gonna lock in that, and that's the B tier. A tier. This is where it gets juicy. And it's gonna be hard for me because this is also where we're going to be moving stuff into the S tier, into top 10 categories. So, rather than adjusting A tier, let's just divide it into who I like. You know, maybe like the top guys all the way up top here. Like, it's harder for me to justify, but there are some people that are lower than others. I would probably say, out of the Ghost lineup, you know, if I were to pick just one, it's Haunter. Haunter is probably the easy one for me to throw up there. You know, Eevee, Jolteon, Vaporeon, Flareon. Eevee, probably going up to the top. I would say you could put all of these guys up top. Easily. And then Pikachu is better than Raichu, just from the nostalgia aspect, the everything that it is for Pokemon itself. It's just hard to not say, you know, it's a top 10 guy. All right, Golduck better than Psyduck. I really like Golduck. I think it's super strong and cool. I like Kadabra more than Alakazam. When it comes to Machop and Machoke, excuse me, Machop and Machamp. Machamp, because it's my favorite card, definitely gets the win there. I would say, honestly, Tangela and Mr. Mime, there's just something about these guys that get a big call out for me, along with Venonat, Executor. Charizard, you gotta throw it up there for the chase. You just have to. So how many do we have here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let me make sure I did that right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got to cut 4 guys from up top here, and they're going down here. And oh, Farfetch, my boy, 5 guys. Yeah. So this is where it becomes hard. All right. I have a very hard time making a decision for this. I think Charmander or Charizard goes. And this is strictly because I don't think we need to have one of each. I think there is a clear winner. And even though I think if I were to choose my gut of how I feel about him, I have to take in consideration everything that Charizard does over the series in general. So Charmander goes down. Now there is a chance that Charizard gets cut out of the top 10, but just between those two right there, I would say Charizard is above Charmander. And then I would say this is tough for me. I think Bulbasaur gets the cut. I think I love Bulbasaur and Charmander, honestly, but they I do think you cut out Bulbasaur. And I'm going to give you a spoiler. I think Squirtle stays in top 10. Squirtle is one of the best Pokemon out there. It's just phenomenal. So, here's where things get tough for me as well. I honestly think Kadabra goes. I love Kadabra, but I don't think it makes it. And the other one too, I really like Golduck, but I don't think it makes it either as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ooh. All right. Got one more to cut, and we got our top 10 here. Haunter, Eevee, Charizard, Squirtle, Pikachu, Machamp, Mr. Mime, Angela, Venonat, Executor, Farfetch. I know some people are looking at this list and thinking, how the hell are some of them up there? Trust me, there's something about them. I don't know what it is. I have a love for some of these guys, but I do. I'm gonna say Haunter, Eevee, Charizard, Squirtle, Pikachu, Machamp are all safe. They are all safe. Farfetch is safe. So you got Mr. Mime, Tangela, Venonat, and Executor. I think the tough cut that I make here is between Tangela and Venonat. Mr. Mime and Executor stay. And it's like, do you go with the boy that has the Nike fetish? Or do you go with the cool, weird, psychic bug? And I think I'll go with the Nike boy. I think Tangela wins it out. So, obviously, Tangela stays in 10th place because Tangela is there. You know, it was between those two, so clearly it makes it. And then that clearly makes it to where Venonat is number 11. But, I will say I did kind of arbitrarily throw some of them up there to make it kind of interesting. But, it will be pretty close, I would say. So, you've got Charmander, Bulbasaur, Venonat. These guys are all, like, up here. I would actually probably say I made the cut for Charmander early on, but Charmander is ahead of Venonat. And Bulbasaur is also ahead of Venonat, probably. I have a weird thing of like I want Venonat to have more respect, but he really isn't gonna have. You can't beat out Charmander and Bulbasaur really. So when you're doing that, Golduck is one of my boys. I think Blastoise is also really high up here. Ghastly's pretty good. Gengar probably just a tad ahead of Ghastly. There's Kadabra. Kadabra's probably up here. Actually, like right. Probably goes actually here. Yeah. Cubone is just stupid cute. I know Cubone could have made it up into the top 10, but for the fight of it, but he doesn't really. Kabutops actually, you know what? I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. You're going down here. You're going way down here. You're still going down. Still going down. Right there. Right there. Yep. I don't know what I was thinking. Alright. So, man. Flareon and Vaporeon are kind of out towards the bottom for me. Jolteon's up there. Machop, probably at the bottom, honestly. Like, I love Machop, but the rest of the guys are just so cool. Snorlax, definitely a top tier guy. This just shows, by the way, that I was, you know, I've thrown some weird guys up there because I do love them, but in reality, how do you not put Snorlax like not way up here? So iconic. Gyarados, I'd probably say right here, a good spot. You know, Golduck's moving down the row. I do like Golduck, but I gotta move it down a little bit. I think that's actually pretty fair for me. Jolteon's moving up. I like Jolteon more than Raichu. I think I do. I think I like it more than Ghastly as well. I think right there is pretty good. Raichu can... Zapdos moves up. Zapdos is higher. I'd say Zapdos is probably right there. Alakazam, same thing. And this really just shows, I guess, Golduck didn't get the didn't have a chance up there, huh? Yeah, we're still gonna keep pushing them down. All right. All right. I think Psyduck goes down. And I think actually Vaporeon moves up, but Flareon might be a little ahead of Vaporeon. This looks pretty good. I feel solid about that for my A list. And then now finally we got our top 10. So number 10 is Tangela. Number 9. Number 9's got to be, I would say, hard for me without putting the guys I know that are like in the top 1, 2 that I don't want to like spoil it right away. But I think it's got to be Mr. Mime. Number 9. Executor is going to be number 8. Here's where the big surprises are going to start coming in. Haunter is going to 7. Number 6. Is going to be Pikachu. Number 5 is actually going to be Charizard. I lied. Number 5 is Pikachu. Number 6 is Charizard. Number 4 is going to be Eevee. Number 3. It's Farfetch. Am I the only person in the world that puts Farfetch as my number 3 Pokemon? Probably. Number 2 is Squirtle. And number 1's Machamp. Machamp, the card carries so hard for me. It's insane. I do not understand the love that I have for that stupid base set Machamp card. I would say in the future, it's probably going to turn into this. It might even turn into this, just because my daughter and like the representation and stuff. I've started kind of collecting some EV cards, but I would say, as of right now, I have a weird love for Farfetch that I play with it probably the most, and Squirtle's always been my boy. I'm very drawn to it. Blue Turtle just is like one of my favorite things. But yeah, I think this is the real solid list. I can't get all of them in the frame at once, but that's gonna be it. Anyways, thanks for watching. I will see you next time.